Welcome to this quiet space, a place where the heavy burdens of the waking world can simply slip away from your shoulders, like water retreating from the shore. Take a slow, deep breath in and let it out with a soft sigh, releasing the tension you have carried throughout the day. Tonight, we are journeying far from the familiar shores of our everyday lives, out into the boundless expanse of the open sea. The ocean is a realm of endless mystery, a vast, breathing entity that covers our world in a blanket of deep, rhythmic motion. It is a place of profound peace, but also a place of profound secrets. There is a quiet majesty in the way the dark water rolls and swells, ancient and indifferent to the fleeting moments of human time. Imagine yourself standing on the highest deck of a grand vessel, a floating city of light cutting smoothly through the velvet darkness of a moonless night. The air is cool and rich with the scent of salt, brushing gently against your skin. Below you, the gentle, steady hum of the massive engines vibrates through the soles of your feet, a low, soothing lullaby that assures you of forward motion. All around you, the ship is alive with the soft glow of golden lights, muffled laughter from a distant lounge, the clinking of glasses, the faint strains of a jazz band playing softly in a warm, carpeted room. It is a sanctuary of comfort and luxury, suspended in the middle of an untamed wilderness. But as you walk away from the glowing centers of activity, out toward the quiet, shadowed promenades, the atmosphere begins to change. The music fades, replaced by the elemental symphony of the sea. The wind hums a low, solitary note through the steel railings, and the water below hushes and hisses as the great hull slices through the waves. You step up to the railing, feeling the cool, damp metal beneath your hands, and you look out into the void. The ocean at night is a mesmerizing emptiness, an ink-black canvas where the horizon vanishes completely, blending the dark water with the dark sky. It is so vast, so overwhelmingly infinite, that it commands a deep, quiet reverence. Millions of souls seek out these floating havens every year, drawn by the promise of escape, the allure of leaving their troubles on land and surrendering to the gentle rocking of the waves. A cruise ship is designed to be a perfect enclosed world, a paradise where every need is met, where the perimeter is secured by high railings and bright lights. It feels entirely safe, entirely predictable. Yet, at the very edge of this manufactured safety, just beyond the polished wood and the glowing deck lamps, lies a frontier that refuses to be tamed. It is here, in the quiet collision of human engineering and nature's vastness, that a shadowy reality exists. A reality spoken of in hushed tones, the unsettling truth of those who embark on these journeys and simply never return. They are the missing, the souls who vanish from the floating cities without a sound, leaving behind only locked cabins, folded clothes, and a lingering, heavy silence. There is no sudden urgency in their departure, no loud alarms ringing out into the night. The true nature of these disappearances is far more quiet and far more profound. It is a slow slipping away into the dark, a solitary moment where the boundary between the brightly lit deck and the endless ocean is somehow crossed, and a life is swallowed by the vast, indifferent deep. The ship sails on, the music continues to play, the buffets are restocked, while somewhere in the wake of the churning water, a person has faded into the ultimate mystery. Think about the sheer scale of a modern cruise liner. It is a labyrinth of corridors, thousands of doors, endless stairwells and hidden corners. It is incredibly easy to lose oneself in the maze of luxury. Yet, to lose oneself entirely, to step out of the fabric of existence while surrounded by thousands of other sleeping passengers, carries a surreal, almost dreamlike quality. The cameras watch the casinos, the crew monitors the dining halls, but the ocean keeps its own counsel. When a person goes missing at sea, the investigation is unlike any other. There is no static crime scene, no ground to search. The location where they vanished is a moving coordinate, a point on a map that shifts with the currents, dissipates with the tide, and is lost forever the moment the ship glides past. The water closes over the space, smooth and unmarked, leaving no footprints, no broken branches, no trace of the story that unfolded in the dark. The sea is the perfect keeper of secrets, washing away the evidence of human frailty with every rhythmic crest and trough. Some say it is the hypnotic pull of the waves, the mesmerizing, repetitive motion of the dark water churning below that draws a tired mind too close to the edge. The ocean has a voice, a low, murmuring call that speaks to a deep, primal part of our consciousness. Standing alone on a quiet deck at 3 a.m, watching the white foam bloom and fade in the ship's wake, the world can feel very small, and the desire to surrender to the vastness can feel strangely peaceful. It is an intoxicating, dangerous beauty. Others vanish into the gaps of the ship's own complex society. For the crew members who live below the waterline, in the cramped, windowless corridors of the lower decks, the cruise ship is not a paradise, but a relentless, floating factory. Contracts stretch for months, the days blur together in a haze of repetitive labor, and the isolation from family and home can cast a long, heavy shadow. In this hidden world beneath the luxury, people can slip through the cracks of exhaustion and despair, their absence unnoticed until a shift is missed and a bunk is found empty. The families left behind are caught in an agonizing limbo, suspended between hope and the terrible, vast reality of the ocean. They are handed a mystery with no physical boundaries, told that their loved ones simply ceased to be on the ship. The official reports often speak of tragic accidents, a slip in the dark, a momentary loss of balance, but the mind naturally wanders to the darker corners of the unknown, to the quiet pushes in the night, the desperate escapes, or the profound, solitary decision to step off the edge of the world and dissolve into the deep blue. As you lie there, listening to the steady rhythm of your own breathing, let your mind float on the surface of these quiet mysteries. There is a strange, melancholy peace in the realization of how small we are compared to the endless expanse of the sea. The ocean does not judge. It does not explain. It merely exists, rolling on under the light of a million distant stars, carrying the secrets of the missing in its deep, cold currents. Let the gentle rocking of this thought soothe you as we continue to drift deeper into the night, deeper into the stories of those who vanished into the horizon, leaving only the whisper of the waves in their wake. Picture the cruise ship as it moves through the midnight waters, a towering citadel of light and luxury, gliding across an expanse of absolute, impenetrable darkness. From a distance, it looks like a fallen star drifting along the horizon. Inside, there is warmth, laughter, the soft clinking of glasses and the hum of perpetual motion. But step out onto the open deck, away from the glow of the grand atriums, and the illusion of absolute safety begins to thin. The boundary between the vibrant life of the ship and the silent void of the ocean is nothing more than a slender railing of glass and steel. Beyond it, there is only the wind and the deep, rhythmic breathing of the sea. It is a stark juxtaposition, the pinnacle of human engineering sailing over a realm that remains utterly untamed. Imagine walking those outer decks in the quiet hours of the early morning, long after the music has faded and the crowds have retreated to their cabins. The air is damp with salt, heavy and cool against your skin. The deck chairs sit in perfectly aligned rows, empty and waiting in the amber glow of the security lights. The only sound is the low, steady vibration of the massive engines deep within the hull and the rushing of the water slicing against the bow. In this solitude, the mind expands into the darkness. You look out over the edge, and there is nothing to see but the white crests of waves appearing and vanishing in the ship's wake. It is in these quiet, isolated moments that some have simply slipped away, leaving behind a profound and echoing absence. The modern cruise ship is a complex web of surveillance. Thousands of cameras are tucked into the corners of hallways, stairwells, and promenades, quietly recording the flow of humanity. When a passenger goes missing, these digital memories become the only map of their final hours. Investigators sit in dimly lit security rooms, watching screens that display the ghostly, silent movements of the lost. A figure walking down an endless, carpeted corridor, pausing at a corner, looking out a window into the night. The footage is often grainy, stripped of sound and context, capturing a person in the quiet moments between being and not being. There is something deeply unsettling about watching a recording of someone who has already stepped out of the world, their digital shadow preserved in a continuous loop, completely unaware of the vastness that awaits them just beyond the frame of the camera. Yet, despite this network of digital eyes, there are blind spots. The private balconies that cling to the side of the ship offer a secluded sanctuary, suspended between the sky and the sea. Here, a person can stand alone, enveloped by the hypnotic sound of the water rushing below. The ocean has a strange, magnetic pull in the dark. It whispers of weightlessness, of surrender, of becoming part of something ancient and infinite. For some, a moment of leaning too far into that whisper results in a tragic misstep. A sudden tilt of the ship, a slick patch of sea spray on the deck, and gravity claims them. For others, the balcony becomes the stage for a darker, unseen encounter, where the isolation of the open ocean provides the perfect cover for malice, leaving no witnesses, no evidence, only the relentless churning of the sea below. When the morning comes and the realization dawns that a cabin is empty, the massive vessel must pause. The floating city slows its heartbeat, turning back along its own wake to search the impossible expanse. Imagine the view from the bridge. The officers scanning a horizon that stretches endlessly in every direction. The ocean is not a static canvas. It is a living, moving entity. Currents shift, waves rise and fall, hiding and revealing in a continuous, chaotic dance. To find a human being in the open ocean is to search for a single grain of sand in a desert of water. Flares are launched, lifeboats are lowered, Coast Guard helicopters beat their rotors against the sky, casting long shadows over the blue. But the sea keeps its secrets well. It swallows the evidence of human frailty, offering only silence to those who ask it for answers. And then there is the peculiar nature of the space they have vanished into. International waters form a jurisdiction of ghosts, a place where the laws of the land begin to fray and dissolve. When someone disappears out there, the investigation is caught in a tangled web of flags, registries, and maritime laws. The ship may belong to one country, be registered in another, and be sailing through the waters of a third. It creates a bureaucratic labyrinth, where accountability is passed back and forth like a ship on the swells. It is a strange comfort to be wrapped in your blankets right now, anchored to the solid earth, knowing exactly where you are. While out there, in the nameless stretches of the sea, the boundaries of justice blur into the same gray mist that covers the morning waters. Think of the cabins left behind. the bed neatly made or left in a tangle of sheets, a book resting face down on the nightstand, a pair of shoes waiting by the door. These ordinary objects take on a heavy, mournful significance. They are the artifacts of a life interrupted, suspended in time while the ship continues its journey toward the next sunlit port. The stewards eventually pack these belongings away, folding the clothes, gathering the silent memories into suitcases. The cabin is cleaned, the air is refreshed, and soon, a new passenger will step through the door, completely unaware of the quiet tragedy that unfolded in that very space just days before. The ship sails on, a master of the surface, while the deep remains undisturbed. As you breathe in and breathe out, let the vastness of the ocean wash over your thoughts. Feel the safety of your room, the stillness of your surroundings. Allow the steady rhythm of your breathing to anchor you, while the mysteries of the deep ocean drift further and further away, carried off by the gentle, rolling tides of the night. The night sea stretches out in every direction, an endless expanse of midnight blue meeting the velvet darkness of the sky. There is a profound peace in this immensity, a quiet understanding that the ocean has always been a silent keeper of secrets. It does not offer explanations, nor does it hold on to the anxieties of the waking world. It simply exists, breathing in and breathing out, moved only by the invisible pull of the moon. In the grand tapestry of the natural world, the unanswered questions of human life seem to soften, losing their sharp edges as they are tumbled in the depths, much like rough stones slowly polished into smooth, translucent sea glass by the endless motion of the tide. The stories of those who stepped away from the light and into the mist become part of this ancient, undulating rhythm. We no longer need to solve their mysteries tonight. We can simply hold them in a space of quiet reverence, acknowledging the fragility of our existence and the deep, unfathomable power of the waters that connect us all. Imagine the surface of the water now, illuminated only by the soft, silver glow of a full moon. The moonlight creates a shimmering pathway across the gentle swells, a luminous bridge that leads away from the heavy thoughts of the day and toward the tranquil horizon. Watch in your mind's eye as the light dances on the ripples, a mesmerizing display of nature's quiet beauty. The deep waters below are still, undisturbed by the wind or the passage of time. Down there, in the quiet dark, there is only perfect stillness, a sanctuary of silence that has remained unchanged for millennia. As you rest, let the image of that silver pathway soothe your weary mind. Allow the lingering shadows of the stories we have explored to dissolve into the sea mist. The massive cruise ships, with their bright lights and bustling decks, are moving further and further away in your imagination, shrinking into tiny stars on the very edge of the world, until they finally slip over the horizon, leaving nothing behind but the vast, empty beauty of the open sea. The ocean reclaims its peaceful solitude, and you, in turn, reclaim yours. Feel the solid, unwavering comfort of the space around you. The bed beneath you is an anchor, holding you safe and secure against the shifting tides of the world outside. While the sea is forever in motion, forever wandering, you are entirely grounded. You are tethered to the warmth of this exact moment, protected from the cold winds and the deep, unpredictable waters. The walls of your room are like the strong, unyielding stones of a lighthouse, standing tall and resolute on the edge of the shore, keeping the uncertainties of the dark at bay. Think of that lighthouse for a moment. Its warm, golden beam sweeping slowly across the dark waters. A slow, rhythmic rotation. Light, then shadow. Light, then shadow. It is a timeless beacon of safety, a promise that no matter how vast the ocean may be, there is always a shoreline. There is always a way back to solid ground. Let the rhythm of that guiding light match the steady rise and fall of your chest. With every slow breath in, draw the warmth and safety of the light into your body. With every long breath out, release the mysteries, the sorrow, and the endless depths back into the night. There is a profound comfort in knowing that you do not need to understand everything. The universe is filled with riddles that belong only to the sea, and it is perfectly okay to leave them there. You do not need to carry the weight of the unknown into your dreams. Let it wash off your shoulders, just like water retreating from the sand, leaving you feeling lighter, calmer, and completely ready for rest. The stories of the lost have been told. Their echoes have faded into the gentle hum of the ocean. And now, it is time to turn your focus entirely inward. Notice the physical sensation of relaxation as it begins to spread through your body, starting from the very top of your head, softening the delicate muscles in your forehead, relaxing your jaw. Let this gentle wave of deep peace flow down through your neck, releasing any lingering tension in your shoulders. Feel them sink deeper into the mattress, heavy, supported, and completely at ease. The soothing wave continues down your arms, flowing smoothly all the way to your fingertips, loosening your grip on the waking world. Your chest and back are entirely relaxed, cradled by the quiet strength of the bed. The warmth travels down through your legs, sweeping past your knees, down to your toes, until every single part of you is enveloped in a soft cocoon of tranquility. The sound of the ocean in your mind is no longer a distant mystery, but a gentle, familiar lullaby. The waves are rolling softly against a sheltered cove, sweeping over smooth, rounded pebbles with a rhythmic, calming sound. Shh. Shh. The water advances and retreats, advances and retreats, creating a perfect, hypnotic cadence that lulls your mind into a state of pure serenity. The air here is no longer the cold breeze of the open ocean, but the mild, comforting night air of a safe harbor, carrying the faint, sweet scent of coastal pines and salt. In this safe harbor, the water is perfectly calm, reflecting the brilliant stars above with absolute clarity. There are no hidden currents here, no unexpected depths to navigate, only a shallow, peaceful mirror of the heavens. You are safe to let go completely, to drift away from the shores of consciousness and float gently into the welcoming realm of sleep. As the waking world fades into a soft, quiet haze, remember that the ocean will continue its endless dance without you needing to watch over it. The tides will steadily rise and fall. The moon will trace its graceful arc across the night sky, and the deep will keep its secrets, safe in the quiet dark. You are absolutely free from the burden of the day, free from the stories of the past. You are simply a soul resting in the present moment, cradled by the boundless stillness of the night. Let your breathing become even slower, even softer. The space between your thoughts grows wider and wider, mirroring the vast expanse of the calm sea. Each time a lingering thought arises, let it float away like a small leaf resting on the water, carried off by the gentle current until it disappears from view. There is nothing left to hold on to, Nothing left to figure out. Just the quiet, the warmth, and the peace. Surrender now to the heavy, comforting pull of sleep. Allow the soft darkness behind your closed eyes to become a canvas for peaceful dreams. The lighthouse beam sweeps one last time, casting a warm, protective glow over your resting mind before settling into a soft, enduring ember of light. The ocean whispers its final goodnight, a slow, eternal breath that carries you deeper and deeper into restorative rest. Safe, secure, and perfectly at peace. Let go and sleep.